Okay, it's time to turn the cameras on to the face of Gone to the Dogs, Danny Jackson. Uh, what does greyhound racing mean to you, Danny?
Everything, to be quite frank, Hobbsy, because it's my livelihood. I fell in love with it about 12 years ago because my boss at William Hill basically said, "You don't have a sport that that you love that we can bet on," because at the time it was like outdoor skiing and swimming, so you can't really bet on those. So he said, "You need to focus on greyhound racing." Knew nothing about it. I didn't even know we raced every day. And then slowly I learned the different types of races, sprints, marathons. Marathons I love, staying races, the standard four bends. And actually, graded racing is where I fell in love with the sport, the bread and butter, because that's all I covered at William Hill. They used to have dogging with Dani hour. So I used to, before the horse racing started, I used to talk about greyhound racing. Then I fell in love with the commentary side of things, and that for me is the biggest buzz of all. Getting to call our champions home is like nothing else. So yeah, it's in my blood. It's not in any of my family's blood. They don't care at all. I've taken the racing, they like it, but they don't have the passion that I have, and I bore them senseless with it. But I don't care because I love it.
So you get a buzz out of commentating
Yes.
greyhound races. What about fronting the Gone to the Dogs live shows?
Well, that was an idea. I mean, I never used to go on social media at all. And Joe Andrews had put up, "Oh, I'm thinking of starting a podcast." And I thought, well, that's something I've always wanted to do because I'd just gone freelance and I thought it's about the right time. And the first one we did with Kevin Hutton, I don't even want to listen to it. I don't listen to it now because it's so stilted and I wasn't an interviewer at the time. I don't even think I am one now, really. But I love it. I love hearing about all the stories. We had Claire Conley on recently. That was phenomenal. I was laughing, crying, doing all sorts. And that's that's what happens in every podcast, really. You hear the real life stories of greyhound racing on Gone to the Dogs. And that's what I'm trying to bring to the table. And that's what Joe and I were trying to do because we thought there was so much negativity about the sport. And we always said from day one, yes, we will critique it every now and again when it needs to happen. But on the whole, we want this as a positive force. And I think that's, what we do.
And how do you see the Greyhound Derby in all of that?
I cannot wait for the Greyhound Derby because we are going to be based in a studio for all of round one, all of round two, and all of round three. And then we get to go to the track from the quarterfinals onwards. And it's going to be absolutely fantastic. You're going to be running around with a mic. Joe and I will be in the studio, wherever we're going to be based, wherever they'll fit us. I don't care. I just want to be there. And the Greyhound Derby, I mean, it's 192 dogs whittled down to the best 6 that make it through. And there is nothing else on this planet that is more exciting and exhilarating than when the lids rise on Greyhound Derby final night. Nothing. And I would challenge anyone to say that there is something that's better than that.
Final question then. Do you want to be front of house on final night or do you want to be commentating on the big race?
Oh, I'd love to do both, to be quite frank, Hobbsy. But front of house is now kind of where my passion is lying. I love commentary and I do it in my pants, sat in my room all the time. But front of house, talking about the big dogs and talking about all the races, the Durando, everything else on that big final night, there's nothing else like it.
And final question. Who's your best wingman, Hobbsy or Keneally?
Oh, and that's tricky as well. That is tricky. I think I can take the mick more out of Keneally, so I'll say him.
Good luck. You're doing a fantastic job.
Thanks, Hobbsy.